Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with the Titan LMG after it got nerfed again in the latest patch, which was the latest patch notes, which had a lot of balance changes, which was 1.05. This gun also got nerfed in 1.04. So basically, since this game has come out, they've been trying to nerf this weapon. They've done two huge nerfs to it, and this weapon is still super duper good. I'm going to explain why and what makes the LMGs in this game so strong, and show you guys the class stuff I'm using in this video, all that sort of stuff. Drop a like on this video if you guys could. I would really appreciate that. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. I would appreciate that. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the first thing is the LMGs in this game are just in general strong, and over the past couple of years, LMGs have been getting stronger in Call of Duty. I noticed most notably this game and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare had like super duper good LMGs. Even Black Ops 3, if you remember, there was like I think it was called the Gorgon, and when that came out in Black Ops 3, it was like a two-shot killing LMG that they had to nerf over the first couple of patches. And it looks like we're in a scenario again where this Titan LMG really is a super duper strong gun in the game. And honestly, I think I put this on my first top 5, but I don't think I put it on my second top 5. But I'm reconsidering now that this is definitely a top 6 or 7 weapon in the game, and it might be a top 5 weapon in the game, even after they've nerfed it twice. Huge nerf. So let's talk about the nerfs and how it affects the gun, and then talk about what is so strong about LMGs, because there's something about light machine guns in this game that not as many people know about. So first of all, patch 1.04. Now this one came out a couple of weeks ago. They hit the Titan with just mini sort of nerfs. They reduced the headshot damage, which was totally cool. They reduced the hipfire accuracy, which the hipfire accuracy on this gun was super duper strong before any patches, and this probably had way better hipfire than like most of the ARs, or definitely all the tactical rifles. So up close you could also destroy with this gun, and that was of course nerfed on that first patch. They also nerfed stock, reducing the ADS movement bonus speed that stock gives you on this gun. So some significant nerfs. I played with it after the patch and I said, yeah, you can definitely feel these nerfs, and the gun does feel weaker at close range. And that's how I felt about those nerfs at the time, was that, because of the hipfire being nerfed and the stock being nerfed, that made this gun a lot weaker at close range. Now, since then, a lot of the ARs have also been nerfed with their hipfire and different stuff like that. The stock on different tactical rifles, different ARs have been nerfed. So the whole thing, I realized it wasn't a personal attack on that first patch update towards the Titan. It was more of an attack against all the strong long-range weapons, making them worse at close range so SMGs can be better, and I'm all for that. So that was that first patch update, and I thought the weapon was still overpowered after that, but I thought that, the hipfire and up close it wasn't as good. Now, in patch 1.05, they nerfed it again. They reduced the aim down sight speed. They increased your sprint out time, which is not good. That means it's going to take longer to get your gun up after sprint. They slightly increased hipfire spread in multiplayer only. That's, once again, not good. You don't want to have a big hipfire spread. You want your hipfire spread to be tight so you can hit bullets a lot easier. And then on stock, they slightly reduced the movement benefits when equipped. So sort of on the second one, they doubled down on a lot of the nerfs that they had before, but also hit some other things. So their goal is to try to slow down this LMG. Have they done it? A decent amount, but the facts are this gun is still overpowered, and I'm going to tell you why. Even with these patch updates that they're slowing down this weapon and making it not as effective at close range, at medium range, this gun is still one of the strongest in the game, for the simple fact, and it's a fact that not a lot of people talk about and not a lot of people even know about, but before this game was released, like a couple days before, and of course the weeks leading up to, the days leading up to, they were talking about the game. People over at Activision and Treyarch trying to hype up the game, and one thing they said, and Charlie Intel actually reported on this, I think it was a couple days before the game actually came out, or right when the game came out, is that LMGs actually have way less flinch in this game compared to other weapons. And that's what is unique about this game, is that each weapon is so much more unique than it has been in past CODs. They have permanent recoil patterns, they have customized attachments that are only for that weapon, you have of course reactive camos and different stuff like that, that's cosmetic only. only, but then you also have the operator mod. So there's so much customization around a weapon, and the fact that the LMGs have way less flinch is why this weapon, it's not like it hits for super duper, you know, fast fire rate, or, you know, it has very good damage. But what makes it so strong is when you're taking on those 1v1 gunfights, much like how ICR Grip 1 and Grip 2 was, you know, it still is kind of now, but that one's been nerfed twice as well. You can basically outplay people, and they never nerfed the flinch part of this of the LMGs. They sort of were nerfing and going after different areas of the LMGs, such as, like I said, slowing it down and different stuff like that. So what I think about this gun is, yeah, it's still an absolute monster, and if you can keep your gunfights to medium range, you really can't be beat because of how high damage this gun has. And if you're taking on a one-on-one gunfight, this is one of the top weapons in the game because of that, the fact that the LMGs do have less flinch than most other weapon classes in the game. So what do I run with this, guys? I know you guys probably want to know about my class setup. I've been using pretty standard class setups. This setup that I used in this video was a little bit different because I had just recently prestiged, and that's why you see the kill streak setup of UAV, helicopter, and strike team, which is actually really good, to be honest, because the UAVs are so damn helpful, especially when you just prestiged or on a map like this where there's a lot of buildings and cover on this map, and, you know, just like trees and stuff blocking off. So like, you know, what I could run in place of that UAV, like a Hellstorm, wouldn't be too effective. So that's why I was like level like 10 or something. But my class setup with this gun, and like I said, I'll show the class setup at the end of the video if you guys want to stick around until then to see the whole thing. But it's a red dot sight on the Titan. Personally, the Titan, I can't use the default sight. I mean, I'm always honest about sights if I can use them. If I say, you know, stay away from them. For me personally, I stay away from the Titan. That's what I run. And then I was rocking with 3 attachments here. You can also use the operator mod, which I believe is called the oppressor or whatever, the bullet stream oppressor, which sort of like stuns people as you're shooting at them, which is super duper cool. I'll be making a video on that. I just have so many more videos, you know, to come out. I'm trying to amp the production to get back into doing 2 a day every single day. I'm trying to work on that right now. So anyway, attachments, extended mags, quick draw, stock. So like I said, even though they are slowing this down with the double nerf, when I'm still running this stuff, it is still very helpful. And then I run ComSec device as my gear, which has been my go-to gear ever since they've nerfed stim shot and they've nerfed the acoustic sensor. It's going to be interesting to see if they nerf ComSec. Honestly, I hope they don't, because it works really, really good for someone that likes to go for high kills and get streaks. Right there, I end up dying because I get triple rushed at one time. Seems like that was either some great strategy on the enemy's part or just a coincidence. But yeah, ComSec device. And then my perk setup is first perk engineer, which I'm basically just running because, like I said, I was early in a prestige. One cool thing about this is you don't really need to run crash because you shouldn't run out of bullets with this weapon, even with extended mags. And if you do, you can pick up a weapon. So that's why I'm not running scavenger, but I'm also not running crash. I can just pick up my teammate's crash, or I can pick up another gun, or I have engineer right there as my first perk. Perk 2, of course, is gung ho. I've used a permanent unlock token on gung ho. I think it's always worth it. And then perk 3 is ghost, which ghost apparently, according to Reddit, which I believe to be true because everyone was upvoting it on Reddit, received like a silent nerf, basically saying that now, you know, before you had to be in like a full dead-on sprint for ghost to work, but apparently now you just have to be in like a brisk walking motion or something like that. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but that's what everyone in the community seems to be believing. So that's what I think is the case as of right now. So ghost definitely gets a buff because of that. I think it is very, very nice to use. And then when I have something like the Nomad, which actually was such a good specialist because, number one, you get the dog, which should get you a couple kills each game. I'm not sure how many kills I got this game with it. And then number 2, you have mesh mines, which are basically free kills if you use them like how I use them, and you put them on the, you know, insides of a doorway. No one is ever going to see that coming from the other way. And I'm starting to experiment more with more specialists and just see how damn good other specialists are. So this gameplay here in total was 72-6, but the gameplay only lasted like 9.5 minutes. So you can see, you know, games of domination, hardpoint, you know, your normal objective modes can last probably between 8 and like 13 or 14 minutes. So if I get 72 kills in 9 minutes or whatever, if this had lasted 13, I'm probably on pace to, you know, knock out 100 plus gameplay. I did get 100 plus actually with this same kill streak setup and the same gun on firing range, which I'll probably be uploading in a little bit. Just so much stuff. I was grinding last night and I got a bunch of different gameplays, some on Nuketown, some on other maps, because I want to mix up the gameplays here. And that's where you can see this gameplay obviously not being on Nuketown, but still put up a 72-6 very, very respectable score in, this was either normal domination or mercenary chaos mosh, but I like when they put those featured game modes as ones that, you know, are super duper strong. You can see there how I just can put the mesh mines and get free kills with them. I mean, that one's kind of probably too high up, but here's the full class up right here. You guys can see, I'll show it right after. Like I said, red dot, extended, quick draw, stock, comsec, engineer, gung ho, and ghost. And then I use this as a medium 1v1 gunfight when a machine. I post up, use the mesh mines, play for the streaks, and I can destroy with this Titan classed up. So in conclusion, is this gun gone down a tiny bit since the first update? Yeah, they have slowed it down, but because of the fact that it's just so damn strong, it hits for so much damage, and you can win gunfights with this, I really do think this is a great gun. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like on this thing if you guys could. Subscribe if you guys are new. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.